Dari Utsman ibn Affan berkata, aku mendengar Nabi SAW bersabda, sesiapa yang membaca Bismillahilladzi la yadurru ma'asmihi syai'un fil ardi wa la fis sama' wa huwa as-sami'ul alim, yang bermaksud dengan nama Allah yang dengan namanya tidak ada sesuatu pun yang dapat memberikan kemudaratan di bumi maupun di langit. Dialah yang maha mendengar lagi maha mengetahui. Sebanyak 3 kali, maka dia tidak akan ditimpa bala yang datang secara tiba-tiba sehingga subuh. Dan barang siapa yang membacanya ketika subuh sebanyak 3 kali, maka dia tidak akan ditimpa bala secara tiba-tiba sehingga petang, iaitu malam. Hadis rawahu Abu Dawud menurut Syekh Syu'ib Al-Arnud. Hadis ini adalah hasan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. How is everyone? I hope you are fine. I hope you are still happy. You're supposed to be happy because next week you are going back to school. Today, you are going to have another lesson with me, and today I'm going to focus on one section in your paper 2. Alright, this is a live session, so you can answer the questions later on at the comment sections on your Facebook. Okay, let's start. Tuisyen Online, Perlis Mengaji. Brought to you by Perlis State Government, Education Department, JAIPs Islamic Religious Affairs Department, MAIPs Islamic Religious and Malay Customs Council. Look at the picture there. Can you see the rainbow there? Can you see a small patch of cloud riding the rainbow? When do you have a rainbow? It is usually when there is rain and there is also drizzle. Okay, so today's lesson, you are going to call it Let's Rise and Summarize. Okay? Today's focus, what is summary writing? Its requirements and guidelines, how to write a good summary, and then you summarize phrases, sentences, paragraphs, and a passage. So at the end of this lesson, you will be able to summarize some phrases, sentences, and paragraphs at the comment sections on your Facebook. Okay, let's see. Session C, English 1119/2. You have comprehension, 10 marks. You have summary, 15 marks. Both are based on the same text, but summary is considered more difficult, and that is why today's topic is as such. Let's rise and summarize. Okay, some students find summary difficult, intimidating, challenging, and personally as a teacher, I find teaching summary is also quite challenging. So today, we are going to take the bull by the horn. We are going to wrestle whatever the difficulties in summary so that you will be able to answer your summary question smoothly and get the highest marks. If not possible 15, maybe 14 over 15, that will be wonderful enough. Alright? Okay, let's go. Summary, 15 marks. Yeah? 10 marks for the contents, 5 marks for the language. It doesn't matter how many points there are, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, the maximum marks for contents is 10. And 5 marks for the language. Right, okay. What is summary writing? Okay. A brief restatement of the important points in a text. Okay, a brief restatement. involves putting ideas in one's own words. That is what we call paraphrase. And then, no personal opinions allowed. You're not allowed to give your opinion, whether you like it or not, whether you despise somebody, all right? Whether you have sympathy on somebody, no. You're not allowed to give your personal opinion. And this is considered the highest skill in language acquisition. That is why, like I said just now, some students find summary intimidating, difficult and challenging. Okay, now, you are required to write a summary of 130 words, including the 10 words given. Okay, write one paragraph in continuous writing and not in note form. All right, continuous, one paragraph. Maybe there will be 1, 2, 3 questions there. It doesn't matter. What matters is that it is going to be only one paragraph. Okay. Okay. Next, your summary will be assessed on ability to use your own words, that is the ability to paraphrase, okay? Accuracy in use of language, grammar, spelling, punctuation, ability to use simple, compound and complex sentences, the variety of sentences, okay? When you have the variety of sentences there, you should be able to use simple, compound and complex sentences, all right? First thing first, all right, this is my suggestion. Like I said, this is my suggestion. Maybe your teachers have taught you other ways. This is my suggestion on how to attempt the summary question. So you may agree, you may disagree, all right, but then let's see what is my suggestion. I think that you should start section C by reading the comprehension questions and summary question before reading the text. Meaning that you read the comprehension question that starts with question number 26, okay, and then you go until the end, and then you read also the summary question. All right, okay. Why? Why is that I said that you should start read the comprehension question first? This is because when you read the question first, you will have a rough idea what you are looking for in the text. Okay, you will know what to focus. Are you looking for a main idea? Are you looking for reasons, information, specific words, meaning? Okay, or are you the question asking you to give opinion or suggestion? So usually question number 6 will start with from paragraph 1. The writer believes that something. Okay, so when you read the question, you know that in the first question, that is question number 26 in the comprehension, you know what the question what you are going to look for in paragraph number 1. So it is the same when you read the summary question, you already have a rough idea that you are going to find out something from the text. Okay, so when you read the text, you already have a rough idea. You have a guide of what you are going to find from the text. Okay. Next, okay, guidelines. In summary writing, you are required to summarize material from a selected part of the text. For example, from lines 12 to line 52. All right, so there's a certain selected part there. Mark the selected part on your question paper. Draw a line or whatever. Okay. Focus on the facts or ideas required by the question. Keep on looking at the question. Write it on top of the text. You know, when you come to section C after you have attempted section A and then section B, the moment you flip the page of your exam paper to section C, there's a blank space up there. All right. So this is what you should do. You write the comprehension question, you bring the comprehension there on top there, so that when you read your text, you keep on referring to the question. Okay, remember, one paragraph, 130 words, including the given words, the rubrics, already 10 words. Do not go beyond that. It must be in continuous form. Okay, begin the summary with the given words. If there are 3 dots, 1 to 3 dots there, we call that an ellipsis. There's a name for the 3 dots there. After the 10th word, you have to complete the sentence using the information and the text, meaning that you cannot stop it there and start with a new sentence. No. Okay. After the ellipsis, you have to continue. Okay. As far as possible, use your own words, but be careful not to change the meaning. This is very, very dangerous, okay? You might change the meaning in your attempt to use your own words. That's why you have to be very, very careful, okay? Count the words, okay? It should be 130, of course, okay? Plan your time carefully. Read to check the errors, grammar, spelling, and punctuation, all right? Okay. How to write a good summary, okay? Read the passage again after you have finished answering the comprehension questions and focus on the specific part. Which lines? Mark the part, right? Okay. Number 2, do not worry about the difficult words. Understand the passage as a whole. Sometimes you have difficult words there, but then, okay, put that aside first. You just attempt it. All right. Number 3, identify and underline the main ideas in the passage, in the paragraph that you are reading, okay? Keep on referring to the question. Whenever you want to underline a certain sentence, which you think it is a point, okay? Look at the question. That was why I said just now, write the question on top of your text there. So keep on referring to the question so that you know what you are going to look for. Okay. Watch out for repeated ideas. Avoid repeating them. Expand each point into a complete sentence. Okay? All right. Number 6, link the points with suitable sentence connectors. And then number 7, take note of the tenses and pronouns. Okay. Use your own words, but do not change the meaning of the content. Okay. Do not add any information. Do not add your own opinion. I already mentioned that earlier. Okay. Do not add any information. Do not add your opinion. Write your points in the same order they appear in the text. It must be in the same order they appear in the text. If you want to change one or two, you have to use the correct connectors, all right? But it is very important to write your points in the same order they appear in the text. Okay. Now, can you see so many scissors over there, colorful scissors? That's the reason why there are so many colorful scissors there. Okay, one important part of summary is that trim down excess material, all right? Trim down excess material, the purpose of the scissors there. Okay, a summary is a shortened version of a text that highlights its key points. Therefore, your summary should not contain extra material that is not required, related, needed to serve its purpose. Okay? Should not contain extra material that is not required, related, needed to serve its purpose. Okay. Trim down excess material. How are you going to do that? Okay. The first one, leave out unnecessary details. All right. For example, the student who studied from morning till evening without much rest in between obtained the best result in her school. All right. Okay. Main idea. Now look at the main idea. What is the main idea? Can you guess what is the main idea? All right? All right. Can you guess the main idea? Yeah. The main idea is obtained the best result. And unnecessary details. Studied from morning till evening without much rest in between. Okay, so when you summarize this sentence, it is going to be, the diligent student scored the best result in her school. Okay, studied from morning till evening. One word, diligent. All right? Okay, when you say someone is diligent, you know they will be studying a lot, will be spending a lot of their time studying. Okay, all right. Okay, number 2. Do not include unimportant examples and lists. Alright? No examples, no lists. Okay. Ruby wrote in her shopping list the stationery she needed to buy, such as pens, pencils, a long ruler, and a test pad. Okay. Remember? Examples and lists. So, the main idea would be Ruby needed some stationery. Okay. So, the unimportant examples and lists, yes, all the pens, pencil, ruler, test pad, whatever you can think of, Okay, those are all the unimportant examples and lists. So when you summarize, you're just going to say that, what is it? Ruby bought some stationery. Because when you say stationery, you know those are the things that you need to use when you want to write. Okay? Alright, so no need to put the examples and the list. Okay? Alright. Now, there's lots of things there. There are many pencils over there, a pair of scissors there. Don't write the examples and list. Okay? Alright. Okay. So, do not include elaboration. Don't elaborate. Okay? For example, Richard came home late. It was past midnight at 2:50 a.m. to be exact. He had been enjoying himself at the club with his friends. There's a clock over there. Okay, so the main idea is Richard came home late. Okay? The unnecessary elaboration there. Okay? The exact time Richard came home and what he was doing. So when you summarize these sentences, there are three sentences there. Okay, you are going to say that Richard came home late. Just one sentence with 1, 2, 3, 4 words. It is already complete. So that is a summary where you do not include elaboration. Okay, next. Leave out repetition and redundant sentences. Okay. He is a very fat man. He certainly is overweight. It is difficult for him to pass through the door. Okay. So the main idea is the man is fat. That's the main idea there. Okay. The repetition and also the redundant sentences there. Okay. He is overweight. Difficult for him to pass through the door. Okay. So when you want to summarize, you are just going to say, he is extremely fat. That is why it is the term overweight comes in. That is why it is difficult for him to pass through the door. 1, 2, 3, 4 words again. Okay, summary. This is how you do summary. Okay. Okay. Now number 5. Okay. Do not include details, unnecessary adjectives, lengthy descriptions, and relative clauses. Alright? Leave out all those. Ria wore a pretty evening gown. It was made of white lace with a huge bow at the back. There were colorful bits and sequins which glittered under the light all over the dress. Okay? Alright. Main idea? What is your main idea? Yes, what Ria wore. That's it. That's the main idea. The unnecessary details, the lengthy description, the type of dress and the embellishments. Okay? And so your summary is going to be very, very simple, short and straight to the point. Ria wore a beautiful, you can use beautiful, you can use stunning, you can use gorgeous. Okay? So you can say Ria wore a beautiful, a stunning or gorgeous dress. Okay, of course, when you wear something beautiful, you know there will be all sorts of embellishments there, the beads and all those sequins. So there's no need for you to explain further when you do your summary. Okay, remember, we are doing a summary. Okay. Next. Okay, Aisyah, my close friend who sits next to me in class, is not only pretty but also helpful, kind and generous. She always helps me when I have problems. Alright? So, what is the main idea? The main idea is the friend who always helps. That's the main idea. Okay. And the unnecessary adjectives, okay? Pretty, helpful, kind and generous. So, when the unnecessary relative clause, who sits next to me. Okay. So many unnecessary things over here, right? Okay. So when you want to summarize, you are going to focus on the main idea. Aisyah always helps me whenever I have problems. Okay. Don't talk about pretty, helpful, kind and generous. Don't talk about where she sits in class. Okay. Because when you say always helps me whenever I have problems, a person who always helps you, of course, is kind. Of course, is helpful. Okay. It goes without saying. Okay. Alright. Next example. My best friend Norma was born in a small town called Baling in Kedah, which is about 100 kilometers from my home in Kanga. It is not a very big town and is still not well developed. For your information, this is a true statement. And my best friend is Norma, and she lives in Bali. Alright, okay, so here you see, this is where you are going to summarize the main idea, where the friend was born. Okay, the unnecessary detail, the lengthy description with too many details about the place and what kind of place it is. So all those are unnecessary. The summary, my best friend Norma was born in Bali. Okay, and if somebody who reads there wondering where is Baling in, I think they can just Google and they can find where Baling is. Alright, okay. Next. Change direct speech to indirect speech. If there is a dialogue in the passage and it contains a point, change it to indirect speech. Do not put in all the open inverted comma, close inverted comma. Alright? Okay. Change it to indirect speech. Okay. For example, you have to put in more effort in your studies. Never neglect your homework. Pay attention in class. Do not spend so much time playing PUBG game. Plan your time. Then you will do well in the next test, said Mrs. James to her son. Maybe this son got a bad result for his first test. Okay? So when you summarize, Mrs. James told her son to be more diligent in order to do well in his studies. Alright? Of course, when you become you are diligent, you will never neglect your homework. You will pay attention in class, and of course, you're not going to spend so much time playing PUBG game. Okay? Alright. Okay, so change direct speech to indirect speech. Okay. Coming up next, what you should do, replace a group of words with one word, a sentence or sentences with a phrase. Okay, alright. As you practice, you will be able to do this, inshallah. Okay? Alright. Example 1. They had dinner which cost them a lot of money at a posh restaurant. After dinner, they had to walk home because they could not afford a taxi. They had spent everything on the dinner. Alright. Okay. Replace with a word which cost them a lot of money. One word. Okay. Replace with a phrase. Could not afford a taxi, had spent everything on the dinner. Okay. So replace with a word which cost them a lot of money. There's only one word. Alright, a phrase for could not afford a taxi, had spent everything on the dinner. Okay, so how is it? This. Now, let's see. So your summary is going to look like this. After an expensive dinner, yes, which cost them a lot of money, expensive dinner at a luxurious restaurant, okay, you change the word posh with the word luxurious, okay. They had to walk home as they had no more money, okay, they had to walk home, okay, alright. So, replace a group of words with one word, a sentence or sentences with a phrase, okay. Alright, that's number 7. Number 8. Okay, there's another example there. Anne is a person who always boasts about her achievements and how intelligent she is. Okay, this is another example of where you are going to replace with a word. Who always boasts about her achievements and how intelligent she is. This must be a really boring person to be with, right? Okay. Your summary is going to be very, very short, but covers everything. And is an arrogant person. Of course, an arrogant person always boasts about her achievements, telling how intelligent she is, telling that she is the smartest of all. Okay. So, Anne is an arrogant person. Please do not be arrogant. Okay. Okay, now number 8. Use a general term for a list of things. A general term for a list of things. I think you have studied, you have learned this when you were in primary school. A general term for a list of things. So that was what you learned in your primary school. you should remember everything you learned in your primary school, and you're going to use all this when you go to your secondary school, especially now when you want to do your summary. Okay? Bless your teachers who taught you this general term. Cars, lorries, buses, trucks, vans and motorcycles are responsible for dirtying the air we breathe. I think you can see where the list is. Okay? Replace with a general term: cars, lorries, buses, trucks, vans and motorcycles. Okay? The list can go on and on, in fact. Okay. Replace with one word: dirtying the air we breathe. So your summary, very simple, very straightforward. You are going to say vehicles are responsible for air pollution. Okay? Alright. So like I said, you have learned this in your during your primary school days. So this is where you are going to use all those things that you have learned. Alright. Okay. A general term for a list of things. Example number 2. My neighbor bought cupboards, dressing tables, 8 chairs, a big dining table, 3 queen beds, and a garden set for his new home. That's the neighbor there. Okay. Replace with a general term: cupboards, dressing tables, 8 chairs, a big dining table, 3 queen beds, and a garden set. Okay. Replace with a general term. Summary. Of course, you know this very, very well. My neighbor bought some furniture for his new home. Alright? Okay. Change the sentence structure to reduce the length. Length, very important. You have to add another 120 words, 10 words already given. So you have to change the sentence structure to reduce the length. For example, she is very pampered as she is the only child in the family. She is very pampered as she is the only child in the family. So 13 words, 13 words. Okay, so your summary is going to be shorter than 13 words, but the meaning is still there. You are going to just change the sentence structure. Being an only child, she is very pampered. 8 words only. You reduce by 5. Okay? Now, next, what do you do? Use linkers and conjunctions for cohesion. Alright? Use linkers and conjunctions for cohesion. Okay. Connectors are essential in summary writing as they link ideas together. After you have identified the points, write out your summary. Link your points or ideas using logical or sequence connectors. Use conjunctions to join the sentences. Okay, remember simple sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences. That's where you have to use these connectors. Okay, all right. So the linkers. Okay. To add to what you have just said, to add, so you use also, similarly, furthermore, then, moreover, all right? To show sequence, which comes first and next, and so on. So the first one you can use firstly or just first, depends on the sentence. Secondly or second, all right? Lastly, at the end. Initially, to start with, okay. Finally, at the end, okay. Next, okay. If you are going to write in your directed writing or in your continuous writing, you are going to say first and foremost. When you come to summary, just say firstly. All right, just say first. Okay. The first and the second point to consider, that will be very, very lengthy. Okay, because you're doing summary, just say secondly or second. Okay. Okay. To indicate that you're about to contrast what follows to what came before. Contrast. Okay. So you use but. Okay. You use by contrast. 2 words there. It's better to use 1 word. Okay. Despite. Yet. Nevertheless. However. Notice that after the word however, after the word nevertheless, yet, despite, by contrast, and but, there's a comma. That should be used. The comma should be there. Alright. Okay. Credit goes to www.englishgrammarhere.com. The coordinating conjunctions, I know you know this very, very well, fanboys. where you have the word for, where it is the use is for because. I have to find a new job for I am unemployed. And in addition to, and is used as in addition to, I have 1 dog and 3 lovebirds. I have 3 cats at home. No and not. Neither Mark nor Mary were at the school yesterday. Alright, but is the function of however. I go to work on Sundays, but I don't go to work on Saturday. Okay, or is either. Does Clark have any brothers or sisters? Okay, does Clark have any brothers or sisters? Okay, yet the function is like but. I really wanted my son to study at university, yet he left the school. So is therefore. My daughter is very smart, so everybody likes her. Okay, so the fanboys, you know fanboys very well. Okay, and there's another one which is called the correlative conjunctions. The correlative conjunctions are the conjunction like both and. In the example, the company deals in both hardware and software. Either or, I will eat either carrots or peas for dinner. Alright. Neither nor, Natalie likes neither milk nor cream cake. Whether or, do you care whether we have noodles or rice for dinner? Okay, not only, but, and also, you put also. He not only studies hard, but also works well. Okay, studies hard. Okay, such that it's such a tiny kitchen that I don't have to do much to keep it clean. Alright. Scarcely and when. Scarcely had she entered the room when the phone rang. Okay. No sooner and then. No sooner did he enter the room than he saw a snake. Imagine you open the door, the moment you open the door, alright, immediately, and then you saw a snake. What are you going to do? Run away, I guess. Alright, this is credit goes to esl.com. Okay, alright, that's these are the correlative conjunctions. Okay, both and, either or, neither nor, whether or, not only but also, such that, scarcely when, no sooner than. Okay, alright, let's go. So, to summarize the summary guidelines and tips, okay, summary in a summary, yeah? Okay, the first one, understand the text as a whole. Don't bother about the difficult words. Okay, identify the part to summarize. Draw a line. Okay, so that you don't go, you don't start somewhere before and you don't go after. Okay, underline the relevant points. Keep on referring to the question. Keep on referring to the question. The question is going to guide you. The question is going to help you to stay focused. All right, to trim the excess material. Okay, trim excess materials. No unnecessary details, elaborations, examples, repetition, lengthy description, and direct speech. Don't put in a direct speech. Okay, all right. Then write the summary in your own words by linking the points with connectors. Alright? Understand the text, identify the part, underline the points, trim excess material, and write your summary using the in your own words with the connectors. Okay? Alright. Okay. Now, don't forget to, once you have finished writing your summary, read your summary again carefully. Alright? Okay. Check the grammar and spelling. Count the number of words. Please count the number of words. Okay? Make necessary amendments. And I would like to point out that when I say count the number of words, sometimes students in an exam, they merely write 130 words, but examiners, you know, they're very smart. One look, they know it is more than 130 words. So that is why you have to be very, very careful. You have only 120 words to write, to add to the 10 words given. So count the word, okay, and write at the bottom there, on the right hand side at the bottom there, the number of words. Okay? Make necessary amendments. Okay. Okay. Now, let's try to summarize. Okay, let's try to summarize. Get ready. Okay. One word for two. Alright. Get ready. One word for two. There are 20 words here. You can prepare. Alright. One word for two. Okay? Okay, you see that. Go into, take out, go with, talk about, talk softly, write down, ask for, pick out, emphasis on, go beyond. And then you have every year, 2 weeks at once, with care. After that, once more, run after, without noise, without fear, and in silence. 20 words here, okay? Yeah. You are going to change into only one word for each word. For each 2 words there, I find only one word to replace that. Okay, alright. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, go into. What's your answer? Enter. Alright. You can try to answer. Go to your comment section and on your Facebook. Try to answer. Go into. Alright. Go into. You use the word enter. Okay. The next word is take out. The next word is take out. Take out. The answer is. Okay. Extract. Okay. Take out is extract. Go with. The answer is accompany. Okay. Talk about. All right. What is talk about? Talk about. Okay. Yes. Discuss. Talk about is discuss. And number 5, talk softly. Talk softly so that your friend sitting next to you cannot listen. Okay. All right. Okay. Of course, that's whisper. Okay. Whisper. Okay. Now, let's go to the other set. Write down. Okay. Can you guess what's the answer? One word for it? Yes, it's record. Okay. Number 7, ask for. When you ask for, you requested. Alright. Pick out. Selected. Notice that the word write down, when you summarize, write down is in present tense, and when you summarize, it is also going to be in the present tense. Ask for and pick out both are in the past tense. So when you summarize, you are going to use also the word in the past tense. Requested and selected. Okay. Emphasis on. Yes, you have the word emphasize. Number 10, you have the word go beyond. This one word will explain is the exact meaning of the word go beyond. Okay, go beyond the word. The answer is exceed. Okay, go beyond. The answer is exceed. All right. Okay. Next one. Every year. So every year you can say yearly or annually. Okay, yearly or annually. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Okay, fortnightly. Okay, he visits his mother fortnightly. Okay, at once. At once. Yeah, immediately. Okay, with care. Yeah, this is very easy. I think you know this immediately. With care means carefully. Alright? With care means carefully. And number 15, after that. This is one you always use then. After that is then. 2 words become 1 word. Okay? After that is the answer is then. Alright, we go to the next one. Okay, you can try to answer. Once more. Once more, okay. What's the answer for once more? Okay. Yes, again. Okay, once more, again. Run after. Run after. So when you run after something or you run after someone, yes, you chase. Okay. Number 18, without noise. No noise, please. Well, teachers like to say that, especially me. Okay, all right. Okay, so you say noiselessly. Without fear, all right. Without noise is noiselessly. Without fear, it is going to be fearlessly. Okay. In silence. Okay. In silence. Okay. When you say the situation in silence. Okay. Of course, the word is silently, but the spelling is a little bit different. Silence is S-I-L-E-N-C-E and silently is S-I-L-E-N-T-L-Y. Okay, 20 words over there. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Okay, all right, people. One word for a phrase. Okay, get ready. Try to answer. Try to answer. One word for a phrase. Number 1, in a short while. Number 2, all of a sudden. Number 3, little by little. Number 4, as time passed. Number 5, last of all. Number 6, for the time being. Number 7, time and again. Number 8, all the time. Number 9, once in a while. And number 10, now and then. Okay? Alright? You can try to answer. Alright? If you like it, you can try to answer if you have time. But do not use your Google, do not use your online dictionary, do not Google. Try to answer without using your dictionary. Okay? Alright, in a while, I'm going to give you the answer. Okay, one word for a phrase. Okay, here comes one word for a phrase. In a short while. In a short while, soon or shortly. Alright, in a short while, soon or shortly. All of a sudden. All of a sudden. Yes, all of a sudden. Of course, the answer, the word is suddenly. Okay, little by little. Little by little, alright, you replace it with only one word and the word is gradually. Okay, as time passed, yeah, eventually. Alright, little by little is gradually, as time passed is eventually. Okay, you cannot exchange. Number 5, last of all. Yeah, of course, finally or lastly. Right? Okay, in a short while, all of a sudden, little by little, as time passed, last of all. Okay, there are 5 there. Now, we go to the next one. Okay. For the time being. For the time being, okay, one word to replace is meanwhile. Meanwhile means for the time being. Okay, meanwhile means for the time being. Okay, time and again. Repeatedly. Okay, alright. Time and again, the answer is repeatedly. Okay. Number 8, all the time. Okay, all the time. Can you try to guess the answer? Okay. Always. All the time means always. Very easy. Okay. Number 9, once in a while. Once in a while. Okay, so once in a while, one word for it is the word? Yes, occasionally. Occasionally means once in a while. Number 10, now and then. Now and then, okay, now and then, the one word to replace now and then is the word periodically. Periodically. Alright? Okay. One word for a phrase, in a rude manner, without making any noise, writing that cannot be read, Thinks of money all the time with great care. Walk without shoes. Make more beautiful. Trickling drop by drop. Men, women, children. And last one, not very deep. Right? Okay. Look for one word for all these phrases. In a rude manner, without making any noise, writing that cannot be read, thinks of money all the time, with great care, walk without shoes, make more beautiful, trickling drop by drop, men, women, children, not very deep. In 5 seconds, I am going to share with you the answers and check whether you got them right. One word for a phrase. In a rude manner, of course, the answer is rudely. Yes, correct. In a rude manner, rudely. Okay. Without making any noise. You came across this one just now. Noiselessly or silently. Okay. Writing that cannot be read. Horrible writing. Okay. Please write nicely. The examiner cannot read your horrible handwriting, so he or she won't be able to give you good marks. Okay, so writing that cannot be read, okay, there's one word for it, that is illegible. Spell it correctly. Illegible. It's not the other one, eligible. Okay, illegible. Okay. Thinks of money all the time. Okay, thinks of money all the time. Everything is related to money. Okay. You call this person money-minded. There's a hyphen there, so this is one word, not two words. Money-minded is one word because of the hyphen there. Okay. Number 5, with great care. With great care, of course you know the word care there. Alright, you're going to say carefully. Alright, rudely, noiselessly or silently, illegible, money-minded, and carefully. Okay, now. Walk without shoes. Walk without shoes. Barefooted. Alright. Make more beautiful. Okay. Make more beautiful. You use the word beautiful and you get the word beautify. Trickling drop by drop. Okay. Trickling drop by drop. This is when you have water problem. Okay. Dripping. That's the word. Men, women, children. Yes, very simple. People. And number 10, not very deep. Not very deep is shallow. Okay? Not very deep is shallow. Okay. Now, use synonyms but make sure to maintain the meaning. Use synonyms, okay? Use synonyms but make sure to maintain the meaning. Okay. To my amazement, the year-old toddler could speak. Look at the word amazement there. Alright, so give a synonym to the word amazement and you're going to write another sentence. To my astonishment, the year-old toddler could speak. Okay? To my amazement, the year-old toddler could speak. You replace the word amazement with the word astonishment. Next. One of the most prosperous countries in the world is Brunei. Okay, this is very tricky over here. Okay, the word prosperous is the word that you have to replace. You can find a synonym. One of the wealthiest countries in the world is Brunei. Do not put one of the most wealthiest. The word wealthiest there is already in the superlative of the word wealthy. Wealthiest, you do not put most anymore. Okay? It means that you have to use the synonym for the word most prosperous by using the word wealthiest. Do not put most anymore. Okay? Alright. Next one. The principal rebuked the students for playing truant. So, the principal reprimanded the students for playing truant. Rebuke, reprimanded. Okay, past tense, also past tense. Okay. Next one. There were no offers to buy the monstrous-looking sculpture. You can imagine a monstrous-looking sculpture. Of course, you know there is one word to replace the word monstrous-looking sculpture, and that is, there were no offers to buy the ugly sculpture. So ugly, nobody wants. Right. Next. Okay. Some old but unique structures in the city are to be preserved. Some old but unique structures in the city are to be preserved. Okay, so the word structures there, you are going to replace it with the word buildings. Some old but unique buildings in the city are to be preserved. Okay. Okay, here are examples of synonyms. You have the word abroad, overseas, correct is right, evil is bad, exit is leave, admit is confess, eager is keen, beautiful is gorgeous, happy, elated, okay, rich, wealthy, okay, large, big, alright, okay, present, gift, okay, these are some examples of synonyms. Okay, respect, honor. Okay, now, okay, you can go to this website, https, okay, englishgrammarhere.com/synonyms/basic synonym words, have a word in English. You go to this website and you will come to, you will get this answer, you will get this set of basic synonym words, okay, everything, okay, there are many words there, so at least you have some rough idea. This will be a great help to enrich your vocabulary, okay. Stone, rock, last, final, under, below, angry, mad, rule, law, okay, ask, inquire, brave, bold, okay. Alright, so go to the website www.englishgrammarhere.com, okay. Then you can print out or copy and start memorizing. Rewrite each sentence to shorten it. Change some of the words. Okay. The Kenyir Lake, which was created by man, is now a popular fishing spot. Okay. The man-made Kenyir Lake is now a favourite fishing spot. The river which flows fast is not suitable for swimming. Okay. The fast-flowing river is unsuitable for swimming. Here comes the river. Okay. All right. Alright, now, last night a thief came into my neighbour's house and took away his radio, camera, antique clock, smartphones and some money. Last night a thief burgled my neighbour's house and took away many valuable things. Okay, alright. Tears started to roll down her smooth cheeks and soon she was sobbing as if her heart would break. And you summarize it, very, very short, simple, straight to the point. She cried sadly. Very easy, very simple. Okay. While we were watching the late night movie, we heard a scream that sent shivers down our spine. While watching the late night movie, we heard a terrifying scream. Okay. I quarreled with my brother because he wanted to watch the movie over channel 6 while I demanded to see the documentary over another channel. So you summarize it by saying that I quarreled with my brother over which channel to watch. If this is in a story where in the earlier part it has already been mentioned the word my brother and I, so you just say we quarreled over which channel to watch. Depends on the text, okay? If it is already mentioned earlier about your misunderstanding with your brother, so you just go down there, you use we quarreled over which channel to watch. Alright. Now, put on your thinking cap. Remember all the guidelines and tips. Let's summarize a passage. This is a narrative composition. Okay? This is a narrative composition. A narrative composition is not easy to summarize. Alright. Summarize a passage. Based on the passage, write a summary on how the writer met the patient and the conversation they had and the lesson he learned. Credit will be given for use of own words, but care must be taken not to change the original meaning. Your summary must be in continuous writing, of course not in note form. Use materials from line 6 to line 36. Don't go beyond that. Don't start before line 6. Not be longer than 130 words, including the 10 words given. Begin your summary as follows. The writer went to the neurology ward to interview okay. So the question, remember I said put the question on top? How the writer met the patient and the conversation they had and the lesson he learned. A lesson learned unexpectedly. Okay? There's not much time, so we are going to go very, very quickly. Focus. Muhammad Fairuz bin Abdullah, a 24-year-old Malaysian, has now entered his clinical studies at the Gajah Mada University Faculty of Medicine. He learned that sometimes the best thing a doctor can do for a patient is to listen. During my first 7 semesters as a medical student at Gajah Mada University in Yogyakarta, Indonesia, I spent most of my time studying and in classroom. I rarely spoke with real patients in a hospital setting. Then last year, I started visiting the neurology ward at Dr. Sarjito Hospital. I was gathering data for my thesis and assessment of the oral contraceptive pill as a risk factor for ischemic strokes. Remember I said don't bother about difficult words? At the hospital, I would review the medical records of newly admitted patients, then interview them to find out if they were taking the pill. One cold rainy evening last October, I was in the neurology ward, desperately hunting for the final 3 patients I needed to complete my study of the oral contraceptive pill. The records showed that there was a 43-year-old patient whom I will call Miss A in the ward. Holding a patient questionnaire, I walked towards her room. Miss A's dimly lit room had 8 beds. The familiar hospital order hung in the chill air. Miss A was lying on bed 4B, clearly still weak as she was still recovering from her recent stroke. I sat down on a chair next to her bed and in a low voice I introduced myself and asked how she was doing. She softly replied that she was getting better, but the left side of her body was still weak. When I told her I wanted to gather some additional information from her, she agreed. The questionnaire consisted of 3 simple yes-no questions. After I finished, I prepared to leave so I could go through more medical records. Before I could stand up, Miss A spoke up in her weak voice. I haven't seen you here before, Doc. Are you new? Not really, ma'am. It's just that I don't come here every day, I replied. She started making conversation, asking where I was from and why I was working so late in the evening. I was surprised someone in her condition would want to talk. Miss A started talking about herself. She told me that she had 3 children in primary school who were staying with a neighbor. My husband died a year ago and I'm the sole breadwinner of my family. We are not rich and my pay as a cleaner is exactly enough for me and my kids. I didn't know what to say. Without realizing it, I had begun holding Miss A's hand. Since I didn't have anything to say, I just sat quietly while she talked. That's when it occurred to me that she was not expecting any reply from me. She just wanted me to listen. The conversation went on like this for almost 20 minutes. She shared her difficulties and sufferings, talked about her husband who was killed in a car accident, her struggles to earn money. She also expressed her fear about what would become of her children if something bad happened to her. All I did was nod my head as a way of showing my sympathy. Finally, Miss A stopped talking. I'm very sorry for keeping you here to listen to my problems, but I feel relieved now. I had no one to pour out my problems to. A single tear fell from the corner of her eye. I stroked her hair and continued to hold her hand. Finally, I knew what to say. It's okay, ma'am. It's part of my duty. Thank you, Doc. Thank you so much. Miss A taught me one of the most important lessons a doctor could learn. Sometimes patients do not need expensive medicine or state-of-the-art technology. They just need someone with the patience and willingness to lend an ear and spare a little of their time. For me, that is one of the best things a doctor can do for a patient. Adapted from Reader's Digest 2011. Alright, okay, so remember, this is a reminder, when you summarize a story, remember to change the pronouns as the story is in the first person point of view, but the summary is in the third person of view. So I will become he or she, okay, we will become them, us will become them. Okay, now let's summarize paragraph by paragraph. Look for the main ideas. Keep on referring to the question. Remember to trim unnecessary details. Remember not to use direct speech. Okay? Okay. So, it starts in paragraph number 2. Alright? Okay. Okay. The writer went to the neurology ward to interview there is 1 point there. What's the 1 point there? Yes, the 1 point there is 43-year-old stroke patient. That's point number 1. Then, we go next one. The question still there for you to refer. Okay. In paragraph number 3, what are the points in paragraph number 3? I introduced myself and asked how she was doing. Okay. She softly replied she was getting better, agreed to give information, and another point coming up next. Okay. From paragraph number 4, okay, the points. Yes, no question. I prepared to leave before I could stand up. Miss A spoke in a weak voice. Okay, all right, that is one point there. Okay. Okay, now, the next. All right. Not really, ma'am. It's just that I don't come here every day. That's from paragraph number 5. The points there would be, okay, the points there would be, she started making conversation and surprised. Okay, next. How the writer met the patient. Okay, the question is still there for you to guide, for you to use as a guide. Sorry. All right. And now we come to the points from this paragraph. Started talking about herself. Had 3 children. Husband died a year ago. Sole breadwinner of the family. Okay, without realizing, began holding Miss A's hand. Sat quietly while she talked and not. She just wanted me to listen. All right. Now the next paragraph. Okay, the points would be. Okay, conversation went on for 20 minutes, shared difficulties and suffering, struggles to earn money, fear what will become of her children if something bad happened to her, and apologize. And you come to the last, okay, there is only one point here, part of my duty. Alright, how the writer met the patient and the conversation they had and the lesson he learned. Okay, thank you, doc, thank you so much. Okay, what's the point here? Okay. 14, thank you so much. 15, patients do not need expensive medicine or start of technology, need someone patient willingness to lend an ear. Okay, now, so the point in order, 1, 2, 3. Okay, point 1 just becomes stroke patient. Point number 2 and 3, he introduced himself and asked after her. Okay, she said she was recovering and answered his queries. Point number 4 becomes and when he wanted to leave. Point number 5, she started making conversation. He was surprised. Making conversation means to say something in order to get a conversation started. And point number 6, point number 7, and point number 8. All right. Point number 9. All right. You group them together to become, she related about herself and her children. She was the sole breadwinner as her husband had died. He unconsciously held her hand as he sat quietly nodding beside her. He realized she merely wanted him to listen. Okay, so, all right, conversation went on. Okay, point number 10, 11, point number 12, point number 13, all right, point number 14 and point number 15 all become. The one-way conversation lasted for 20 minutes. She spoke about her sufferings, financial problems, and the worries about her children if she did not recover. He learned that sometimes patients need a willing ear rather than a medicine. So, okay, there. That's the complete one. Okay? The writer went to the neurology ward to interview a stroke patient. He introduced himself and asked after her. She said she was recovering and answered her queries. When he wanted to leave, she started making conversation and he was surprised. She related about herself and her children. She was the sole breadwinner as her husband had died. He unconsciously held her hand as he sat quietly nodding beside her. The one-way conversation lasted for 20 minutes. She spoke about her sufferings, financial problems, and the worries about her children if she did not recover. She apologized for making him listen to her. He said it was part of his duty. He learned a valuable lesson that sometimes patients just need someone's understanding and a willing ear instead of medicine. Okay? All right, everyone? 130 words, exactly. Okay, 130 words. Okay. Okay. Done. I hope you have gained some knowledge from today's lesson. I hope you will be able to answer your summary correctly, get good grades, and be prepared to go back to school next week. Okay, take care. We are in our recovery MCO, social distancing. All right, don't forget to wear your mask when you go to school. All the best, everyone. Hope things run smoothly for all of us throughout the country. May Allah bless all of us. Okay? Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Daripada Anas bin Malik radhiyallahu anhu berkata, Nabi SAW pernah berdoa, Allahumma inni a'udzubika minal barasi wal jununi wal juzami wa min sayil asqam. Ya Allah, aku berlindung denganmu daripada penyakit sopak, penyakit gila, penyakit kusta dan penyakit-penyakit yang buruk. Hadis diriwayatkan oleh Al-Imam Abu Dawud dengan sanad yang sahih.